Welcome to another RevoCycle class. Good to have you here. We're at the very beginning of our class. Let's just go ahead and get super light resistance. And let's quickly check in with our bodies, shall we? I always like to start with the hands, so I just try to check and see how much weight is on my hands. And I usually set the heel of my hand onto the handlebars, and then I wiggle my fingers. And then I come up and I kind of make sure there's a slight bend in my elbow. And then I come to the shoulders to make sure that they're loose and relaxed. And the hips are resting solidly on the saddle. And then let's go to the belly. Can you relax your belly? No need to hold it in, just let it relax so you can pull that air in with your diaphragm. And now adjust your resistance so it's really very light. And if you're on a regular indoor cycle with that fixed gear, with that fixed attachment to the heavy flywheel, make sure you've got at least a little bit of resistance, just a little bit. The idea is that we don't want to be pedaling it without any resistance at all. And now just feel these beautiful full circles as you engage the different muscle groups of the legs around that circle. See if you can feel those. Even though we have light resistance, you should be able to sense that. And a nice little trick is to sit up and keep pedaling and let your arms hang by your side. Just shaking out your arms. Let your spine and your neck just stack. And that way your weight is fully settled into the saddle. Come on back to the handlebars. And we're just pedaling super easily. Nice neutral spine. We're not arched one way or the other. It's just neutral. Let the bike hold you. And just balance yourself lightly with your hands. And as we make these nice easy circles, we'll start to notice a little warming up in the muscles. We'll start to notice the breath picking up just a little bit. Just perfect. That's what we want. We're going to have a beautiful ride today. There'll be some hills, there'll be some sprints, there'll be nice meditative sections, all in keeping with our philosophy that this cycling is a moving meditation. Now with our bodies in a beautiful cycling position, with our minds set, with our intentions set, I want you to begin to bring your leg speed upward. I want you to begin to feel for the rhythm of this song. Using your light resistance. And just close your eyes. Settle your weight into the saddle and feel for this rhythm. Maybe take a deep breath. So if you look at my legs right now, you'll see I'm on the rhythm. So let's add a little bit of resistance now. Just feel that drive through the hips. And now add a little bit more, and let's make it feel like it's just a moderate hill. Get a little work into the muscles of the legs. Good. Bring your resistance back down. And keep your legs turning nice and easily. And I want you to bring your leg speed up. Let's try to hit about 94 RPM. And the idea here is we keep the resistance light, and we learn to stitch together this beautiful full circle pedal stroke smoothly. Notice how relaxed and calm my upper body is. Still can wiggle my fingers. Take a deep breath. Check your posture. And let's stitch together 94 RPM here. Light resistance, we'll change that in a minute. Now all of us together, let's reach down and make this a resistance that feels like it's a real struggle. There's discomfort in the muscles of the legs. And let's stay here about 30 seconds. You're going to feel the hamstrings scraping mud through the bottom part of the pedal stroke. You're going to feel the hips pushing you over the top. Now come back to lighter resistance. Take a little of the pressure out of the legs. Holding the rhythm. Everybody, just slow your legs down and maybe sit up again, keeping the legs turning. On back to your handlebars. Light resistance. Let's accelerate our legs up to over 100. And this is a real test. The smoothness of your pedal stroke is key here, so we don't bounce in the saddle and we're not twisting or torquing the upper body. If you can't get your legs up to this speed, which is about 108 RPM, feel free to just pedal at a speed where you're not bouncing in the saddle. And even though we have very light resistance on, the legs don't hurt right now. We are becoming more out of breath. This is what I want us doing. No discomfort in the muscles of the legs, just fast, smooth, supple pedaling. Focusing on the body. Whew. Focusing on the breath. All right, in 3. In 2. And 1. Go ahead and slow your legs down. Now remember, if that hurts your legs, you have too much resistance. Take a little out. Those of you with a regular indoor cycle at home with the fixed gear, keep the lightest possible resistance you can. Don't let the flywheel fling your legs around in a circle. We're going to accelerate back up to that rhythm. We're going to quiet the mind and close the eyes and really feel the rhythm, okay? So get yourself into a beautiful position again. Check your body. Go ahead and close your eyes. Let's accelerate up again now. Just feel the rhythm. Now once we have the rhythm, let's add some serious work. I want you to add resistance. It feels like you couldn't hold this kind of effort at this speed for more than a minute. I'm only hold it about 15 seconds, okay? So it's gonna be heavy, heavy outputs. In 2. And 1. Let's go ahead and add that resistance in. Couldn't hold it a minute. I promise you, only 15 seconds. But just feel those muscles engaging. Feel the hips driving. Now breathe. And reduce your resistance. Bring it back to exceptionally light. And just pedal softly. Let's check in with the breath, shall we? If you're like me, that kind of effort right there got you a little out of breath. And remember, in RevoCycle classes, we never say give a full turn or a half turn because that's meaningless. Of course, every bike is different. Every person's fitness level is different. So we talk about feelings. How does it feel? What's your heart rate doing? How's your out of breathness? We can all work at the same level in spite of our different fitness levels. All right, you ready to get ready for a big hill? I want you to grab some water now. Let your legs recover. Gather your breath because we're going to start up a big hill. So when I say that, you might say, oh no. You might say, oh boy, this is going to hurt. Oh my, can I do it? And that's fine. Notice those thoughts. Just notice them. It's an important part of the process. Mindful movement is about noticing our thoughts and then coming back to the body and coming back to the breath. And we use the external rhythm of the music as a way of centering ourselves. So add in resistance now that feels like you've hit a hill that makes you a little bit nervous. And let's close our eyes and feel for this rhythm. If you have a computer on your bike at home, it's about 66 RPM. So if we're actually in a hill now, you guys, we're getting out of breath. We're starting to get sweaty. There is definitely discomfort in the muscles of the legs. Feel your muscles driving you over the top. Feel your calves and hamstrings scraping mud from the bottom. Keep your hill going. Keep that rhythm. Now we're going to stand for the first time. Remember, those of you at home, add resistance that you cannot pedal seated to stand, okay? Go ahead and add that in now. And then rise into it with your body weight. Notice how light my hands are. Let's ease back into the saddle, reduce resistance so we're back into seated climbing kind of effort. Notice how out of breath that gets us, yeah? That's what it feels like to stand on a bike on a hill outside. We stand up precisely because it's gotten so steep. That we need to bring our body weight into it. So we're still on a hill. Find this new rhythm, slightly faster. All right, quick check-in with the body. Are you out of breath? Are you gasping? If not, add some more resistance. This is the second half of our hill. The legs are now feeling very fatigued, but we're gonna stay with it. We can do this. Incorporate all the different muscles. Relax the upper body. Breathing deeply from a relaxed belly. You ready to stand up again? In 3, in 2, in 1. Add that resistance, hold your rhythm, rise into it. And come back down to seated. So we've got about a minute and a half left in this song. If you can, add some more resistance right now. Focusing the mind, staying present, noticing the thoughts when they come. Just come back to the rhythm, to the breath. Let's add resistance to where we have to stand again. Come on. And all the way back to flat road. Check in with your breathing. How's that feel? You're sweaty. You're out of breath, yeah? Take a few seconds. Gather your breath. Take a few seconds to celebrate your success on the hill. Remember your thoughts when I said we're going to do a long hill? Those are long gone. Right? We did it. It's in the past. We're here now on flat road. Let's adjust our resistance so it's very light, very moderate. And now I want you to experiment. Let's see if you can bring your legs up to around 110 RPM. Do it without bouncing in the saddle. You need to do it without swinging side to side. Your shoulders are down. Your elbows are slightly bent. Your hands are light. We're just stitching this together. Close the eyes and breathe. Not uncomfortable, it's just fast and light. But I want you to now take in some resistance that makes us feel uncomfortable, and you can feel the hips engage, driving through the heel of the foot over the top. Don't lose track of the rhythm. Keep your mind focused on the rhythm. Just a few more seconds here. Now, leaving your resistance about the same, let's align ourselves to this new rhythm.
Sitting here at the place where we first met.
This is a mind-body practice. We're slowing the legs way down, listening for the rhythm, aligning our legs to the rhythm.
How can you go on like it's been a race? I can get you out of my mind. They say only time will heal me, but I would do anything to feel free. I wanna feel alive for the night, forget I was ever broken. Erase you from the memories.
If you have your computer on at home, we're at about 75 RPM. You want to do something with me? It's about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes left in this song. Let's add resistance if we feel like it would be very hard to finish this song. And remember, that's different amounts for all of us, depending on our fitness level. So I just did it. You may have noticed I closed my eyes and I really centered myself. When I find myself in a very difficult effort, I need to go within and really tune in to the breath and the muscles, and I want you to do the same. Stay here with me. We'll finish this song together.
Cheers to the past, to all the regret, and here's to the end. So cheers to the past, to all the regret, and here's to the end. All these
Breathing deeply from a relaxed belly. Super important. Don't tense up your belly, don't tense up your shoulders. All right, come on back down to light resistance again. Good. My arms are sweaty. You guys, we're gonna do some repeated sprints. Each one about 10 to 15 seconds. Each one at about 9 out of 10 in terms of effort. It's gonna be at about 105 RPM. And we'll just accelerate up, add the resistance so it feels like a sprint, hold it for 10 seconds or so, and then slower legs. And reduce the resistance, gather our breath. And then we'll repeat. You with me? In 2. In 1.
This is the future.
Add your resistance, accelerate. Sprint number 1.
Evolution. This is the future.
Slow your legs, reduce your resistance.
Evolution.
Now check with your out of breathness here. That should get you very much out of breath. If it didn't, you got a few more opportunities to try. Now this time I want you to pay attention. My body stays stable, my hips stay calm on the saddle, and I'm just stitching together super powerful pedaling, okay? In 3, in 2, in 1. Accelerate your legs, add that resistance again. Now watch me. Notice I could hold a glass of champagne without spilling it. That's how calm my upper body is. Slow your legs, reduce your resistance again.
This is the future. Human error.
Take a drink of water.
Evolution.
Breathe deeply. Let the legs recover. You ready to go again?
This is the future.
See if you can add a tiny bit more resistance this time. Okay, let's check our posture. Set your intention. In 3. In 2. In 1. Add your resistance. Accelerate up to full sprint. You notice that grimace in a hard effort. I noticed that, and I'm releasing it. Slow your legs. Slow your legs. Heart rate, people, if you have a heart rate monitor on, check it right now. That'll get you up very high. 80% of your max. If you don't know what your max is, I want you to take your age and subtract it from 220. And that's an approximation of your maximum heart rate. Just an approximation. You can go online. There are all sorts of really good calculators online for getting a good estimate of your maximum heart rate. But that's a good ballpark figure. And that kind of effort would get us 80% of that maximum number. Of course, that varies with age and experience, fitness level. All right, aligning the legs with this rhythm right here, still on light resistance. Just this practice alone of aligning our legs to the rhythm is good for the mind. It's a mind-body practice. All right, reach down. Turn this into a very, very steep hill. Notice the hips immediately come into play. There's a rocking motion, a torquing motion through the hips as the lower back braces the hip drive. So if you have that rocking motion, that's actually good. That's your hips and glutes engaged. That's not you just stomping at the pedals with your quads. That's good. All right, you ready to stand with me? You know what to do. Add enough that you can't pedal it seated. Hold the rhythm, rise into it. Now we're going to stay in this one a little bit longer. If your form starts to go, feel free to reduce the resistance and sit back down. That's okay. Now back to seated climbing. Now reduce your resistance. And just turn the legs easily. I'm feeling my heart pounding. I'm noticing how out of breath I am. And you do the same. See if you can feel the heart working. See if you can notice your breath. It's all about tuning into the body. It's all about using those cues, that body awareness, to be present so that we're not worrying about the future. We're not regretting the past. We're here now, in this moment, mind and body. This bike is a tool for us to be present. That's how I see it. We end up getting fit, we end up getting in shape. But it's primarily, to me, a way of being present and reducing stress. Try that mindset on for size. See how it fits you. How's that sit with you? I can tell you something. When you have that mindset, exercise becomes a thing you do to make yourself feel good. You do it to celebrate yourself. That's what builds a lifetime of exercise. Those good feelings. So try it on for size. Let's take a little more resistance out now. Start to slow the legs a little bit more. Take a little more resistance out. So those of you with a regular indoor cycle, get down to your lowest possible resistance before the wheel is turning your legs around. So we should feel fairly recovered now from that effort. We've been riding about 38 minutes. So it's full cool down time. And I want you to notice how good you feel right now. Such an important part of every class at RevoCycle is to notice your sense of accomplishment, your reduced stress. Notice if there are even a few moments during the class today when you weren't worrying about the future or thinking about the past. If only there were a few moments, you're doing a good job. It's noticing those moments, and then we can learn to expand on them. But the first step is always noticing. That's always the first step, and too often we spend our whole lives never even noticing that we're living in the future or the past, but never really in the moment. So now we should be at the lightest possible resistance, and we can just slow the legs to a stop. And just go ahead and sit up right now. And let your arms hang to the side. Let your elbows just relax and your shoulders come away from the ears. And taking your hands, I always place one on the belly and one right on the heart. Let's take 2 deep breaths together. Feel the belly expand as you take that breath in, okay? All right, breathing in. And exhale. Let's do one more together. Breathe in. And exhale. Beautiful ride today. So glad you could join us. You'll see that we have a new PayPal account set up. If you're able and wish to, you can donate for our classes here on YouTube. There's a link at the top of our channel. Thank you in advance for that if you do. I'm so glad you were here today. I'll let the music play for another couple minutes so you can continue stretching and drinking your water. Great ride. We'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.